Next, we have Jeremy Ryan from University Avenue in Madison. On deck, Kenneth Greening from West Dallas, Wisconsin.
You know, there's many ways to cheat. You can cheat at a game of Monopoly. You can steal some money from the banker. You can cheat on your wife, as we saw with Randy Hopper. You can cheat an election. Now, this is what I'm going to talk about today, is how you go ahead and you cheat elections, because we've seen a lot of this kind of thing this past year. And in 2006, that was the first election I ever voted in. And I had voted, and I was told that Wisconsin had a very fair and very honest election system. And this year we've seen it pillaged from every single angle and literally raped every way that we can. You sit here and you vote like sheep, and you follow your leaders. You follow your money. Maybe if I said I was David Koch, you'd pay a little more attention. But you sit here and you tilt the tables in every way that you can. We have Waukesha County, which is a fact that it's either gross negligence or election fraud. But how many human errors can you have before you start to get it to look like election fraud? Ballot bags wide open. No one will ever really know if you know, this person who likes to abuse women is really the Supreme Court justice. They'll never know. And that should be concerning on its own. And then you table amendments that will fix that. And then we have the recalls, and you're sitting here as a majority party buying shots for recall signatures, getting people intoxicated just so that they'll sign your sheet to try to get members out. And then you put up fake candidates, which is questionably illegal, but certainly unethical. That's not even in question. And then things still aren't going your way. You lose all of those elections. Things still aren't going your way. And you realize, wait a second, maybe the people are upset. And so now you want to gerrymander and switch these districts around to at least try to keep some form of your party still in place. And that's just wrong. And I don't care whether Scott Fitzgerald or Jeff Fitzgerald or Bill Kramer or any of those other arrogant rich men who don't really know or care about the people tell you to do. Although I do realize that that's all you care about. But what I do care about is the fact that maybe you should look back at your history, and at some point in your life, your parents should have told you that you should play by the rules and you should keep things fair. Life isn't fair, but that doesn't mean we should go as far away from it as possible. That doesn't mean we should try to tilt the tables to keep people in line after passing a state budget that screws over every single citizen that makes less than $100,000 a year. And, you know, I just want to let you know that if you think that tilting the tables in this way and the other ways that we've seen, making it harder to vote than to carry a gun, and, you know, if you think tilting those tables is going to help you win elections, you're wrong, because once people no longer have jobs, because every single thing that you've done hasn't really created any jobs, once people no longer have services for their disabled children, once they have horrible health care, once doctors start cutting off the wrong leg and then they admit it to the patients and it can't be admissible in court, once people's students can't vote because not a single student can vote in the primary now because of AB 7, you know, these are all facts. And once people start realizing the effects of this stuff that you're passing, let's just say you think Act 10 was big, just wait. And you don't stand a chance in hell whether you gerrymander or not. So enjoy. Get back to your cell phones.
Okay. Next we have
C.J. Terrell, Madison, speaking against. And just to let everybody know, in case there's anybody wishing to submit a slip, there'll be one more after this, and that will conclude testimony. Welcome, Mr. Terrell.
Hello again. Kind of disappointed I keep having to see all of you. Not that I don't like any of your faces. I just have other things I could probably doing more productive for myself than coming here to talk about why the rules are being broken again. To me, it's extremely hypocritical that laws are being made right before rules are being broken. I'm getting tickets on a fairly regular basis and being arrested and dragged out of my building for breaking rules that are being made up the night before. And you guys are breaking rules that have been in place for years in the state of Wisconsin, and you're just legislating your own. I have a message from the people. You're not that important. You're not. Just plain and simple. You wear suits and you walk into a big building. That is your job. Your job is to listen to the people. You're not doing it. So you're pretty much making a mockery of the system, and we're sick and tired of it. I would also like to extend gratitude to you guys, because every time you do something like this, you're just adding people to my side of the cause. I'm getting phone calls. I'm getting emails. I, along with several of who have become my closest friends and family, even though I knew I knew nearly none of them before February 14th. We've organized, and we are preparing to fight back. And every time, especially today, I'm hearing people from places like Appleton, generally red area of the state, as you radical right wing, because conservatives are not who are in power right now, as you guys start to overreach more and more and more and stretch away from your conservative base, I'm getting more calls every day from Republicans who are looking for a place for their voice to be heard for real. So I'd like to say thank you for that. This is all about protecting your jobs. I'd also like to say thank you for finally using a method that's precedented in gerrymandering. It's been something that politicians have been using to protect their jobs since politics. But when you try to push it through in 5 days, that's just more people that get alarmed. Like, if there was less arrogance, and you guys had passed things slowly, and we wouldn't have even noticed, probably. Like, you could have been so much more successful at this. And I would just, man, this is just ridiculous. So I guess I would just like to say that as an educated black man in the state of Wisconsin, your agenda has failed already on me, and I look forward to making sure it fails for the rest of the young minority youth in this state, because we will get educated, we will rise up, and we will fight everything that you are currently proposing. I'm tired, and I'm going to start calling things like they are. The voter ID bill is racist, blatantly and overtly. Anybody who votes for the voter ID bill is a racist, blatantly. The Arizona copycat bill is racist. AB 173, I think it just got its number, racist. Terribly, openly racist. And the most racist part about that bill is, if you're worried about illegal immigrants in the state of Wisconsin, geographically, we should be carding people that look like you. Are you from Canada? Are you from Canada? Are you from Canada? It's a shame, an absolute shame, that none of you have the dignity and respect to at least follow the rules while you're screwing the people of this state. And one more. Oh, hey, Pridemore, how's it going? Racist one. No more kids. We've got a couple that are
Please
decently
remember,
young.
we are on Wisconsin Eye.
Yeah, I understand. We are on Wisconsin Eye. But if the rules don't apply to you, then they don't apply to me. And I would like to say that this is bullshit. number 2 for the day. So I applaud you all for doing this in a way that woke up the people, and I look forward to seeing you all in your districts when I'm running against one of you in the near future. The 28-day residency requirement is not long enough to make sure that we don't just start running real people in all of your districts, and I will be working myself to the bone, and if I work so hard that I stay up for an entire year and die of exhaustion to do it, I don't care. So I'd like to let you all know that I lack caring about that anymore. See you all later.
Okay, Arthur Kohl-Riggs, Madison,
Riggs.
Wisconsin. Briggs, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Speaking against.
I thank you for having this hearing, but like several other people so far have already pointed out, it's arbitrary and pointless. Everyone could say what they think about it, and you're not going to listen to the changes that they proposed. We're in extraordinary session right now, or we're about to be. I don't know why. I was sitting in on the Assembly Organizational Committee meeting, and I think, I forget whose justification it was for extraordinary session, but the same things that those two Fitzgerald staffers were talking about earlier today, where they used the justification that we've done it this fast before, therefore we can do it this fast again. They brought up that 1983 situation where it was to the day the same type of same timetable, which Risser has pointed out just isn't the case. The maps were actually introduced during the budget process, and people had time to look at them then. And then the other justification for why we're doing it so quickly was this lawsuit, this federal lawsuit. If federal lawsuits or any lawsuits were a concern for this administration, I think a lot of things in the past several months would have been handled very, very differently. I think the Capitol, there was something about like the Capitol being closed to the public for a really long time. But that's beside the point. Okay, so there's a lawsuit from some retired legislator who's asking you guys to do something, so you're changing the rules. There's a law on the books, right? There's a law that says local municipalities draw their lines. And then the state comes in and draws their lines responding to the local municipalities. There's a lawyer in here who talked for like 45 minutes about all the ways that we shouldn't challenge these bills or these maps. You know, the judges won't be able to, or shouldn't, and won't do anything about it. I think he said municipalities are the building blocks of these maps. Normally you don't cut bricks in half and try to build a solid foundation. You don't cut up municipalities into separate districts and then hope that after they do a lot of work, we're spending a lot of time and money doing this. They're following the rules. Here, okay, I can't make motions. That's not my place, but I'm going to make a motion. How about I motion that we try to follow the laws. Second. It's been seconded. Okay. There's a law on the books right now, and the Senate and Assembly org have met, and they're meeting an extraordinary session. You're going through a process right now, hoping that you change the law. I mean, no, you're not hoping. You know you will change the law because you have you know you will, because you have the votes. You're not changing the law because it's right or because there's overwhelming constituent pressure to change this law because we really need these district maps now. No, you're changing the law because you know you have to get this done before the recalls. Now, I don't think there are any children here.
Nice check.
That's bullshit. That's unacceptable. You can't do that. If you're going to do it, you're going to try to do it, you're going to push it through, you will have overwhelming opposition. This is unacceptable. This isn't a threat, but I guess get ready, because thanks.
Don't see any questions.